Hello everyone, how you all doing? So in our last video I talked about a man who beat his wife to death because his wife was unable to give birth to a baby boy after giving birth to two girls. And we also talked about the contribution of a man towards the gender of a child. I will also let you know that women have three X chromosomes and men X and Y chromosome, meaning that a woman contributes to a child's gender and a man also plays more roles. So today also going to be talking about another thing that has kept me wondering where we are actually heading to, because every day we talk about this domestic violence, we talk about it, and I think people don't really understand the consequences that comes with domestic violence. Men who beat up their wife don't really know that it doesn't favor everybody. Some go scot-free while some do not go scot-free. So today, the tragic story of a gospel singer silenced by abuse has caught my attention, and I think I need to discuss it, because when we tell people that if you do something bad, law take its course, like you get what you deserve from it. So people don't really understand it. So what is this story about a gospel singer that died in her marriage? If you wish to know more, grab your popcorn, let's dive into this. Behind closed doors, many battles are fought in silence. This is the story of a virtuous gospel singer who sang for the world but suffered in silence at home until it was too late. This particular gospel singer suffered in silence. Why? Because she is a minister. She was worried about what people will say. She was bothered about the people she sings for and the God she sings to. What will people say as a gospel singer? If I leave my marriage? This particular virtuous woman who decided to stick to this abusive marriage was gradually dying in silence. She was actually known for her voice, her devotion, and her love for God. A gospel singer who inspired thousands yet endured the unimaginable behind the scenes. All this happened behind the scenes because when you're playing her music, you really do not know. Even maybe at the point when you are playing her music and it being an inspiration to you, you wouldn't know what she is going through. Only she and she alone knows what she's going through at that moment. She was trapped in a violent marriage. She kept her pain to herself. Why? Because society told her to endure. Maybe society didn't really tell her that, but maybe the way the society goes about broken marriages talk more of the warmth that comes from a gospel singer. She said, I will stay in my marriage, to stay and stay. And because you are a virtuous woman, because you are a minister, she thought that was the best thing to do. That a virtuous woman must keep her home no matter the cost. Despite the bruises and the emotional torment, she smiled in public and cried in silence. Wow. Despite what she's going through, she will always do what? She will always smile when you see her, but she will always cry in silence. Until one day, her body could no longer carry the burden. Oh my God. Until which day? One particular day, her body couldn't carry the burden. In 2022, she died from complications linked to the years of abuse. Her death shook the nation. Her children, brave and broken, testified against their own father in court. Do you think the children didn't witness a lot before they were able to testify against their father. They are witness. Who knows how many times these children cried when their mother was going through all of that? Who knows how many times they tried to drag their father from beating their mother? Who knows how many times they cried and pleaded for the father to leave their mother? Who knows how many times these children witnessed what domestic violence? Let's even talk about children witnessing domestic violence. Do you think this is something that children should be witnessing? How do you even think of their own future? Do you know that all of them will go into their own marriage? What mindset do you want them to go to the marriage with? Allowing your children to witness you exchanging words with each other, allowing your children to witness you beating up your child as a woman, allowing your children witness you dying slowly. Do you think it's doing good to the children? It is doing more harm than good to them. I still think it is better to live at that point in time, taking them out of that place, the environment that is toxic for them, the environment that is no longer conducive for them. So these children, as broken as they were and brave, but they went ahead testifying against their father in law court because it was what they knew and they have experienced. This particular thing lingered from 2022, 2023, 2024 until 2025. In 2025, justice finally spoke. He was sentenced to death by hanging, but the victory was hollow. A precious life was already lost. When that man was sentenced to death by hanging, do you think he's going to end up bringing this virtuous woman? He's not going to end up bringing this virtuous woman. What do you think would have kept this virtuous woman alive? Only if she had left the marriage that was toxic for her, only if she had left the marriage that was no longer okay and safe for her. Remember that this gospel singer, her sons gave hope, never got the hope she needed in return. Her sons gave other people out their hope, but she never got the hope she needed in return. She was taken away. She was cut short. Her mission in this life, her mission in life was cut short because of what? Because of the kind of marriage she got herself into, and because of she refused to leave this particular marriage, toxic marriage, domestic violence. Do you parents think about your children when you do this, when you decide to stay and stay, when you decide to keep going? Life doesn't have a duplicate. That's one thing I tell people. It's not something that when it's cut short, when it happens, when this thing happens now, there is nothing, nobody will see you again. Anybody that sees you again will definitely run because you are now a ghost. You're no longer human. Once you die, you're no longer human. So how about you, like I always say, leave that marriage that is not safe for you. If you consider your children, consider them that they need you to be alive to take care of them. This particular story is a wake-up call because we've talked too much about domestic violence and violence of all kinds. Domestic violence doesn't discriminate, not by faith, not by fame, not by family. Silence is not safety. It's not safety for anybody. If you're facing abuse, please speak up. Help is available. Help is available. Consider your mental health. Consider your life. Consider your children. Consider your family. Always speak up. And to society, please, this particular word is going to the society, the society that is making women stick to abusive marriage. To you, the society, stop shaming victims into silence. Start holding abusers accountable. It's not she left her marriage because she wants to be jumping from this place to another. Not because she is not enjoying her marriage. It's not because she doesn't want to be married again. She wants to be on her. She wants to rule her world. Not that she don't know what they are going through. Not when you see a woman. This is the reason so many women are still there. You know, when you see a woman leaving her marriage, you start shaming them. You start blaming them for what you know that they are not the problem. Stop Stop always blaming them and shaming the victim. Start holding the abusers accountable. That man that will lay his hand on his wife, that man that will embarrass his wife, that man that will torment his wife emotionally, physically, and mentally, that man should be held accountable for that, not the victim. So this particular gospel singer, she's gone. Her voice is gone, but her story must be heard. We are to tell the story and to use it to inspire others. Share this video. Be the voice she never had. Your silence will not protect you. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, I keep saying this, please contact the right authority. You need help. You need to speak up. You do not need to die in silence. You don't deserve it. You need to have your peace. You need to live and live or with dignity. You need to train your children. You need to be alive for those children you're considering. That society you're also considering needs you. You need yourself. Your family needs you. So speak up for you and for your for people around you that are experiencing this. So this is briefly what I want to talk about today. To tell men that they don't go scot-free always when they kill. Some run away when they finish this dirty job of killing their wives out of domestic violence. Some are being caught, just like this man has been sentenced to. No matter how you try to preach it, that they will not hang him. One thing I will tell you, though the government officials, our leaders might not sign for him to be sentenced, like hung, like it was the judgment was bad, but let me tell you, this man will never be free. He can never leave that place. He will die there, even if he is not, if he doesn't end up dying by hanging, he would die. There is no longer freedom. So what stopped that man from avoiding this particular abuse? What stopped the man from walking away when he's no longer comfortable? When he thinks the love had died in that marriage, what stopped him from walking away? You have a role to play as a man also. You have a role to play as a woman when it's not working for you. Believe me, you don't go scot-free when you kill a human being. So your silence will not protect you. Speak up. Share this video, let it get to others. Let's keep the story of this particular virtuous woman going so that other people will hear the story since the voice is gone. Till our next video, please remember to subscribe, like, comment and share our video, and I will see you. Bye.